Artist, is that you?
Dad?
Go to your room, Denny. I need to talk to your father alone.
Mom?
Now!
Kara, supper on?
It took you longer to get home than usual.
I don't want to talk about it.
Did something happen at work today?
Can we just skip it? I'm tired and I really want supper.
Your boss called.
He did?
He said you missed your quota. Again.
I just got a little behind. I tried, darling. Really.
That's the third time.
You know I haven't been feeling well lately. Everyone knows that. It's just some paperwork. I'll finish it off tomorrow. It's not like it's the end of the world, you know?
He said they want to see you.
It's just paperwork. A couple of forms. Well, what difference does it make?
Please, Artist, don't make a scene in front of Denny.
Dad!
It's all right, son. I'm just going back down to the office. I'll be around to tuck you into bed later.
Don't lie to him, Artist.
I don't have to go, you know. We could disappear. All of us.
And where would we go?
What difference does it make? Anywhere!
And what about Denny? They'd find us, you know. Do you want all of us to be made public examples?
Then I'll go myself. All you'll know is that I left for the office and you never heard from me again.
No, Artist.
What do you mean, no?
I mean no, Artist. You are going to go see your boss and do what is necessary.
Kara!
And I'm going to make sure you do, because I'm taking you there myself.
No! You know what they'll do to me.
It's our way. It's the way things have been done on Selena for thousands of years.
I don't care! I don't care anymore!
Come on, Denny.
No, Kara. You're not gonna make him watch, are you?
He is obedient to the ways, just as I am, just as you used to be.
I've been sick, Kara, sick! I had the flu, you were there, I tried my best, you know that!
It's time to take your father, Den.
Yes, Mom.
No, Kara. Please.
The decision has been made. Annihilate.
Annihilate.
No.
Annihilate.
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 Just take in that fresh air.
Where are we, Doctor?
A very pastoral planet, according to the computer records. Lots of meadows, blue oceans, culture proximate to that of 21st century Earth. Oh, you'll love it here.
Does the planet have a name?
Selena. Yes, that's it. Just the peace and quiet we've been looking for. Christine, are you coming?
Sorry, Doctor. I was in my room and I did not have a TARDIS land.
Are you all right?
What?
You've been kind of distant lately. I haven't done anything, have I?
No, of course not.
Christine?
No. No, I'm just... Where are we, Doctor?
Selena.
Meadows, blue oceans, and modern technology. Or so the brochure says.
Quite.
Oh, it's still a police box.
What?
The TARDIS, it's still a police box. I thought it was supposed to change and adapt to its environment.
Change into what?
Anything. That's what it said in one of those books you have in your library.
The TARDIS manual? I don't believe everything you read, Moira, especially an antiquated manual in an antiquated library. Now, Wells or Newton, those are literary giants.
Do not have her on, Doctor. It used to be able to change. A long time ago. But the doctor says it's been stuck in this shape for centuries.
I've kind of grown attached to this old police box. There's a certain charm about it.
Couldn't fix the chameleon circuit, could you?
It's a very delicate and technical piece of equipment. I just haven't had the time.
That is because you're always fixing everything else.
I can see I'm outnumbered here.
Well, as long as we're here, we might as well start looking around.
Just a minute there, young lady. It's not exactly good form to go wandering around a planet you just landed on. Take in your surroundings first. Get your bearings.
I thought jumping in was your specialty.
Perhaps a few me's ago, but I've learned that prudence is a good watchword, at least now and again. Besides, sometimes it's nice to take the scenic route. For instance, take a look at the unique architecture of those buildings over there.
They do look a bit odd, like something's missing.
No windows on one side.
Every building is like that. And they are all on the same side, too.
I wonder why they did that.
I'd certainly hate to have an office on that wall. Must be terribly confining.
Even the houses are like that.
I wonder if it's to protect against some sort of seasonal weather condition.
As long as we are not here for it.
I do admit, though, it certainly is a community that takes pride in itself. Look how clean and fresh everything is. Not a scrap of litter on the street, fresh paint on the buildings, not a single sign of decay anywhere. Other cultures could take an example from this world.
It is rather well manicured, isn't it?
Doctor, look over there!
Citizens, gather yourselves together.
What are they doing to that poor man?
I think we should go and find out.
Come, my people, and listen to the words of the Relcon. Before you stands Artist Vassar, husband of Kara Vassar, father of Denny Vassar, and violator of the laws which protect our world. We all have our duties to our society, and we are all pledged to obey. Yet here, we have one among us who has fallen short. What shall we do with such as this?
Annihilate! Annihilate!
It is written, when they call out, we must obey, and those who forsake will rue the day. You have forsaken, Artist Vassar.
No, Madam Zendra. I'm obedient in the law. I'm a faithful and hard-working citizen.
No, Artist, you have failed. And there is but one end for those who fail the law. A flash of light and a scream of fire engulfs the soul who would so aspire.
No, please! Someone help me, please!
Horrible!
Oh, Doctor.
Death by flamethrower. Positively barbaric.
The bell is sounding, citizens. The time for devotion has come. I shall see you all there. Hurry! Hurry!
Well, that certainly is odd.
The act of burning someone alive is an everyday occurrence.
Maybe it is.
Oh, Doctor!
Different culture, Christine. As much as I may find their actions abhorrent as well, not every civilization will share your particular morality.
Just because the morality may be different does not mean that it's better.
Well said, Chris. Maybe that kind gentleman over there with a notepad and camera will tell us why our unfortunate friend was facing such a harsh punishment.
Why would he know?
Local journalist, by the looks of him. Maybe we can get an exclusive of the exclusive. Excuse me, could we have a moment of your time?
What?
We only have a couple of quick questions about the execution that just took place. I know you're rushing off to publish your story, but I promise to be brief.
Are you serious? Get away from me.
There's no need to be rude.
If you three are determined to be late for devotion, that's your business. Don't drag me along. I have no intention of sharing public display with you.
Public display? You mean up there? With Artist Vassar?
What are you, some kind of nutter?
Occasionally my genius has been misinterpreted as the ravings of a madman, but most people come round eventually.
Get away from me.
Very strange.
Must be some kind of nutter.
I think we should find out what this devotion is.
Why, is it safe?
I think it may be more safe than missing it, judging by the reaction this fellow just had.
Maybe we should go back to the TARDIS.
I don't think there's enough time. Looks like this devotion is just about to start. Don't want to be the only ones wandering about. Too easy to pick out who's playing the truant.
It looks like everyone is heading into that building over there.
Then we'd best not be late. Come on.
Good afternoon. Welcome. Life from Obedience.
And obedience gives life.
Hello.
Greetings, citizen. Please take your seats.
I was wondering, could I ask...
Your seats, citizens. The bell is almost ended.
Oh, very well. This way, I think there's some seats over there.
The Dothan allow you life,
Life from Obedience.
and obedience gives life. We have done exceedingly well, citizens. Birth rates continue to climb, and this ensures our obedience to that which has been charged to us since the before time. Production and distribution of raw materials is up 13% over our target goal. Obedience is quickly rewarded, and the sectors which have exceeded their quotas shall receive extra rations and 5 minutes added to their rest periods for this quarter. There is, however, one point in which we have come up short. Agriculture has missed its target by almost 2%. Some have said it is the fault of the weather. Others point to an unusual insect infestation that has plagued some of the farms during the summer. I say these are excuses, and nothing brings the wrath of the Dothan down upon us faster than failure. Well is it written, they march across the open sky. When they attack, we all shall die. From far away they come to fight. They sweep upon the morning light. The black of space is where they hide, where the gates of death are open wide.
Life from Obedience.
And obedience gives life. The opposite of obedience, however, will indeed bring its own opposite result, as we have seen at public display. Too many times of late we have tended to such matters. This must not continue. Are we so far removed from the time of the Dothan that we are beginning to forget? Have the embers of their wrath died down so far that we no longer feel the heat of their displeasure? No, no, I say. I do not have to remind you that the texts which speak of the Dothan and their terrible tyranny also tell of the day they shall return, and their return shall be authored by ourselves. It is by our hand that the sleeper will awake. But it is also by our hand that he shall slumber onward, lest, as it is written, in a proud moment he will awake, and he takes no thought of the lives he takes. The time is near, citizens, too near. The signs are all around us.
Life from Obedience.
And obedience gives life. We of the Relcan have consulted with the leaders of the Reichu, and for the protection of us all, we feel there is no choice but to implement additional codes and conventions to prevent further straying from the path of obedience. You may obtain a copy of these conventions from the greeters as you leave today, or from your Reichu sector leader. Go in peace, citizens, and remember, there is life from obedience.
And obedience gives life.
What a remarkable service.
Was it a religious ceremony?
It definitely had the look of it. Did you see the way that speaker was dressed?
Yes. Undoubtedly takes our office very seriously. But it didn't quite have the feel of a religious gathering. It looked more like a council meeting with spiritual overtones.
Well, they certainly need to think about shopping around for a new god. This Dothan has everyone spooked.
Do not mock their beliefs. This may be a false god, but it is theirs nonetheless.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean anything by it, but you've got to admit, the Dothan certainly seemed to be all wrath and no love.
I'm curious to find out more about this Dothan. Anyone who wields this much control over an entire civilization certainly deserves my attention. Did you notice the gestures the congregation made when they gave their responses to the cleric? Life from obedience, and obedience gives life.
They held out their hand and turned their heads.
Yes. They held their hand up, palm out, and turned their heads away, like they were looking away from something or blocking its view. What's curious about that is they all did it in the same direction those windowless buildings faced. Now that's a remarkable coincidence, don't you think?
I stopped believing in coincidence 5 minutes after I met you.
Very wise. I wonder if all this ties in with the mysterious Dothan. Perhaps we could have a chat with the local cleric and ask her, eh?
Do you think that is wise? We do not wish to accidentally offend these people.
Especially considering the potential consequences.
There's not a lot we can garner from a single meeting. We need more information, and the only way to get that is to ask questions. Seek and you shall find, eh, Christine?
I do not think that is funny at all.
Madam Zendra, this is unacceptable! How can you expect people to live under these new conventions?
I know they are harsh, citizen, and we contemplated long and hard on this. But there's no mistaking the signs. No matter what we have done, more and more are coming to pass. We must be more zealous than ever now, or the sleeper will awake and bring the Dothan down upon us.
Have you even read these? You must now till the soil in a certain direction? Manufacturing specifications down to the micrometer. You even want us to reduce electric consumption by 50%. How are we supposed to get anything done on half power?
Then we must maximize our efficiency, citizen. We must all learn to make sacrifices for the greater good. Remember, obedience gives life. That is the promise given to us.
And life from obedience. Yes, madam. I know.
Go in peace, citizen. I know you will succeed, as will we all.
Obedience gives life.
And life from obedience. Did you enjoy today's service?
Oh, very much so.
Then I look forward to seeing you for tonight's. I think you will enjoy the theme. Community effort results in community reward.
There's another one tonight?
There are 3 daily.
Really?
Everyone knows this. Why don't you know this?
Why don't I? Well, we're from out of town. We just came on a bit of a holiday.
This is highly irregular. All visitors must register with the Relcan. I was not informed of any visitors from the North Country.
We're not from the North. We're from
Where?
the South?
There is no South.
Yeah, my friend here is a little misdirected. We were just passing through, and I think it's time we were on our way. Thank you for the nice invitation, but I don't think we'll be staying for the evening service.
I don't believe you will be either. Those on public display have no need for attendance.
What?
Greeters, seize them.
No, wait just a
Get
minute.
your hands off me!
Is this how you treat all your first-time visitors?
Are you trying to bring the Dothan down upon us? Are you so callous that you want them to come?
No, not at all. Believe me, we meant no harm. We're just visitors passing through.
We didn't know about the Dothan!
Didn't know? Who doesn't know about the Dothan? Have you taught these charges of yours nothing?
Charges?
Shielding them from the knowledge of the Dothan is not an act of mercy, citizen, but reckless disregard of your sacred duty.
Public display, Madam Zendra?
What is your name, citizen?
Most people call me the Doctor.
And your charges?
They are not my charges. They're my friends, Christine and Moira.
The doctor shall be placed on public display.
No!
You can't!
The 2 girls we will show leniency with. It is not their fault they were not properly instructed in the way of life. Take them to the agrarian sector leader. We need to boost our productivity in that area anyway. I'm sure he could use the bodies.
Yes, madam.
No, Doctor!
Let go!
I do not relish making a public display of anyone, Doctor.
I can sympathize, believe me.
We must learn obedience. Only from obedience is there life. Without obedience, the Dothan will again bring their blue fire. Take him away.
Come on. Up there.
You're going to execute me now? Where are the crowds? The pomp?
I'd execute you now if it gets you to shut up.
At least there should be an honor guard. I'm sure it's not every day you have a Time Lord as your public spectacle.
Be quiet and keep moving.
Come to think of it, I don't see any guards anywhere. Is everyone out for tea?
You are to wait here until the time of your annihilation.
But
Pleading for your life will not do you any good.
I wasn't planning to.
First good news I've had all day.
Just a minute. You're not going to just walk away, are you? Haven't you forgotten to execute me?
They'll get around to it. Don't worry about that.
Who are you?
I am Lance, former High Priest of the Relkan clan, and the last friendly face you'll see for the remainder of your very short life.
Alright everyone, bring in the rest of the equipment. Make sure the animals are secured in their pens, and then we can have supper. Well, go on, don't be all night about it.
Cal Birkin,
That's me.
I've got 2 new workers assigned for your sector.
About time. I put the request in 3 weeks ago. Are these them?
All yours.
Is this a joke? They don't look like they put in a hard day's labor in their lives.
Take your hands off me or lose it!
A troublemaker, huh? I ain't got no time for troublemakers.
Then let us go, and we won't be any more trouble to you.
Their caretaker was put on public display just this afternoon.
Great. Someone else we have to look at and oogle for the next 3 days until they annihilate him. Don't they realize all this cuts into our work time?
What do you mean? They have not killed the doctor yet?
Oh, they will. And an interesting annihilation it should be from what I saw of him.
As long as they do it quickly. That makes 2 more we have to go look at, doesn't it?
At least the doctor's still alive. How long until they execute him?
Don't ask stupid questions, girl.
Madam Zendra says they weren't versed in the conventions, so they get a second chance with you.
Wonderful.
Any problems? Talk to Zendra.
No, no problems.
Obedience is life.
And life from obedience. As if I didn't have enough to worry about with these new conventions. Alright, you two, here are the rules. Do what you're told, when you're told, and in the manner you are told to do it. Follow my instructions to the letter, and you will be rewarded.
Rewarded? How?
With your life. Come with me. It's too late for you to do any work, so there's no need to feed you.
What?
You'll bunk here until I can clear out a couple of places in the women's dormitory. Get yourselves cleaned up, then off to bed.
We are not staying.
Not with that attitude, you're not. And if it wasn't for the harvest work, I'd get rid of you straight away. Now, I don't want to see any lights burning in 5 minutes, so you'd best get whatever you females do to yourselves done and hit the sack.
I'm sorry! I'm sorry! It was an accident!
What are you doing? Quit your messing around and get back to work.
He looked at the shrine.
What?
I didn't mean to! An insect buzzed by my head! I turned out of instinct! I meant nothing by it!
You looked at the shrine? Get him out of here, before every one of us are put on public display.
Cal, no! I didn't mean to, please!
What are you two looking at? I told you, get off the bed, now!
Come on, Christine. This is the most messed up society I have ever seen.
Be quiet. I am trying to listen.
For what?
For that cow person to leave. Then we can make our escape and rescue the doctor.
What good would that do?
Are you beef with it?
We're not just going to run up to the prison and pull him out, are we? Besides, we don't even know where they've taken him.
We are not just gonna stay here.
No, but we have to think this through. This whole place revolves around the Dothan, right? And it's all centered toward the shrine the farmer looked at.
How do you know that?
The doctor mentioned the buildings. All the windowless walls face the direction of that shrine that's nearby here. And the gestures the people made in church. They were all directed toward the shrine as well. Maybe that's where the Dothan live.
So?
I think we should have a look at these Dothan. See if there's something we can use to help free the doctor.
You want to defile their temple?
If it'll save the doctor.
All right. I'm with you.
Is Cal gone?
It seems like everyone is having their dinner.
Good, then this is the perfect time for us to go.
So, the idea is we're placed here on public display, literally, so the public can see what happens to lawbreakers and other violators of the covenants before they finally take us to be... What was the word you used?
Annihilated.
Yes, that was it. Has a certain air of completeness to it, doesn't it?
How can you joke at a time like this?
Laughter is good for the soul, they say. So what's to prevent us from just walking off? There are no guards, no walls, just a large platform we're expected to stay on.
Why would you want to leave?
To stay alive? Not too unreasonable, I would think.
But that is disobedience.
I'm told I have a bit of a rebellious streak in me.
No one disobeys. It is unthinkable.
Really? No one at all? Then what's the need for public display?
Well, no one disobeys intentionally. There are still many reasons for being put on public display.
Why are you here, if I may ask?
I lost my faith.
Oh?
I was the high priest of the Relkan clan before Zendra, but then one day I started questioning the Dothan. I wasn't sure of their existence anymore. So on my last devotion, I stood before the people and confessed my shortcoming. And then I stepped down from the podium, handed my raiment to Zendra, and walked up here to public display. Have you ever lost your faith, Doctor?
Only in myself, from time to time.
We sound very much alike.
Perhaps we are.
Then it is appropriate that you will be sharing the same fate.
Madam Zendra?
Master Lance, your time has come.
Oh, of course, Zendra.
What? Just like that? You're just going to follow her to your death?
What else should I do?
Resist! Fight! Run away! Anything! Just because you had a crisis of faith doesn't mean your life isn't valuable anymore.
Yes, it does. Goodbye, Doctor. It was very nice meeting you.
Lance!
Be patient, Doctor. Your time will come soon enough. Soon enough indeed.
Be careful! They will hear us!
I don't think we were followed. Come on, the Dothan shrine is right over here. I only wish we had more light.
We do not want it to be too bright or we will be seen. The moons will give us enough light.
Give me a hand with this door.
If it was not for the doctor, I would not be doing this. It is blasphemous.
It's just some made-up superstition, and proving it will help us free the doctor.
People can be very passionate when defending their gods.
So can I. Now, help me with this door.
There.
Smells like this place hasn't been opened in years.
What are we supposed to be looking for?
Close the door. Then maybe we can light a torch and see what we're looking at.
Where did you get that electric torch?
I started carrying it around when I met the doctor. I got the feeling I'd be spending a lot of time in dank, dark places if I traveled with him long enough.
Verily.
We need to find something that will show that the Dothan are nothing more than mere mortals, and not these fire-breathing monsters that will swoop down and devour their civilization at the drop of a hat.
And what would that look like?
Your guess is as good as mine. Hey, wait a minute.
What are you doing here?
It is Zendra!
You have desecrated the shrine of the Dothan! Don't you know this will bring down the Dothan upon us?
So, what's it to be? Public display for both of us?
You impudent little brat! I'm not going to give the Dothan the opportunity to bring their terror while we wait for your public display to be completed. There is only one choice. I am going to annihilate you right here and right now.
Annihilate! 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 The scrolls and texts who speak of the Dothan also tell of one more thing. That one day they will come back.
The Dothan are returning, aren't they? Aren't they?
I will do what I said I would do. Free us from the Dothan.
Blast it, Zendra! I never liked the way you only quote part of the ancient text. Don't you understand? That is not a prophecy against the Dothan. It's a prophecy against us.
Can't live under the Dothan again. We're finally going to be free.
The sleeper!
He has awakened. The Dothan have returned.